Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to the Not Really a Content Creator. Hey. Oh, I think I'm supposed to be looking there. Hey. So I haven't done a long form video in a while, so I was like, let me come on here and do some talking. Of course, when I come out to my patio to talk, it's a man out here trying to get his motorcycle started. I knew once I started recording, his bike would actually start up. So he should thank me. I did this for him. His bike got going because I finally decided to start recording. Anywho, I think the topic today is just reflection. So a couple of weeks back, I saw some information from a creator, amazing creator, about being a content creator. Like, let that be your job. And I was like, yeah, I could do that. I can do that. I can just record stuff and just talk off the cuff or whatever. And so I started posting every day, multiple times a day, often even, in the loose hopes of being a content creator, right? But what I realized in this journey is that I don't really want to be a content creator. It's a job that I don't want. I don't enjoy having to produce on a daily basis. And I know all about batch content and all of that. I taught social media management for 2+ years, some years back. So I'm familiar with this. But I am a person who likes to be offline a little bit too much to be a full-time content creator, right? Like, I like my reflection time. Like, I just like to come, like I'm out here sitting on my patio, sit, look over the side, go sit, look at the water. And even I was doing content at the water, then I was like, I haven't been back to the water. Why? Because I don't like doing content at the water. I just want to go and look at the water and read my book and listen to the waves. And so those of you who are out here thinking content creation is a fly-by-night thing, wrong. You're real wrong. But I do like being online. I do enjoy sharing information that I think is helpful for people, because folks is out here unhinged, okay? People is out here 2 steps away from going over the edge. And I don't want that for anybody. I really don't. I really want people to feel emotionally stable. And what comes from being emotionally stable is also feeling emotionally in control and confident. And then what comes from that is emotional resilience, so that when other ish comes up, they feel confident they can manage it, even if they're not familiar with it. That's what I like to be online for. That's what I like to talk about. And I also realize that I like to respond to content. So I think you're going to see more of that. I think you guys have seen some of that already in my shorts or my short form videos. Because I think a lot of times people see things and they don't know how to react to it, or they don't know how to take it in. And I think it's important to give people a resource for that. So I'm going to be that resource, okay? I also realize the other reason why I cannot be a full-time content creator is I don't like to put on clothes. I know you don't have to. A lot of creators are showing where they're going and doing. I'm not going around recording stuff all the time. I mean, I do record it, but I'm not going to record it for the sole purpose of putting it online. I'm going around to record stuff to remind me of those experiences, right? But back to the original thing is, I like to be clothing optional. And when you're clothing optional, that means you can't be in front of the camera like that. I mean, unless, you're on some of those other apps, which if you're interested in that, let me know. We won't talk about it here, but, send me a message. But I like to be comfortable. So this, you see me in a tank top, in shorts. This is my normal day-to-day wear if I'm in front of the camera. If I'm not in front of the camera or I don't have client meetings, I don't do that. Yeah. I just like to be offline. Well, that's not true. I don't like to be front and center all the time. I spent a considerable amount of time today scrolling online. Probably spent 2 hours on one account where the man was giving money to people who had been kind to him, even though they didn't have a lot. Crying and bawling my eyes out, feeling the emotions. And after spending this considerable amount of time, I guess they call it doom scrolling, although it wasn't doom for me because these were happy things. He was gifting these people who were in need, and because of their kind hearts, deserved some recognition for that. What I realized is the reason why I had been doing this is because I had been overwhelmed the day before. I had 5 meetings in one day. That is excessive for me. I'm a 2-3 meeting a day girl, max. And meetings are forced interactions. You get paid for them, but they are still forced interactions. And I need time to recover from that. So all the time that I spent today scrolling when I could have been doing some other things, notice I did not say should, could have been doing some other things. That was my period of decompression and recovering. Sleep was not enough. Sleep was not enough for me to recover. And so I'm sharing that to say, I think a lot of people feel guilty when they spend a considerable, or what they would consider as a lot of time scrolling after they've also already done a bunch of other activities, or when they have other priorities or things they need to do. Listen, I'm here to tell you, I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty at all. I needed that time to decompress. But I also understand that my choice to do that now means that I have to spend more of my time this evening doing the things that I could have been doing earlier today, right? It's not bad. I don't feel a way about it. I just understand that I have to now shift my schedule, right, to take care of doing some things that I could have been doing when I was laying in the bed crying over people who deserve getting money. I know this video likely sounds like she's just rambling. I am, and I am. But it's to say that everything can't fit into nice, neat little containers. Life is just not like that. And however life is moving you through, try to roll with it. Go with the waves, go with the wind. And don't condemn or criticize if the plans don't turn out like you have an expectation for them. Ask yourself, why is that my expectation? And okay, I have an explanation. Now that I did or did not do these things, what are the next steps? All you have to do is not all. Let me rephrase. What I offer to you is to move through your life with curiosity, beginning with yourself. Ask yourself questions, because when you start with curiosity, then you can make your way through just about anything. You'll find that you have a lot more options than you intended, or that you thought were available to you, for sure, right? The other thing I want to talk about is I also noticed that on the internet and these social medias, they try to kind of put people in a niche or a box. I am not. That's not me. I'm not a niche or a box. Are there particular things that I prefer to talk about? Absolutely. But it's not the only things. It's not the only things that I'm interested in. What you see on this here app, whichever one you're viewing this on, is merely a fraction of the woman that I am. A fraction. And there are different facets, and every single facet of me is an amazing one. Okay? They're all amazing. Even if it may not appeal to you, even if what I'm talking about is not what you want to talk about, even if how I look is not the aesthetic that you prefer, it's amazing. And you say, well, how you know it's amazing? Because it's amazing to me. I have to be amazing to myself first before I can be amazing to anybody else. So this video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to wrap it up from this rambling. But the lessons are: be kind to yourself, give yourself grace, approach your life with curiosity, and be amazing to yourself first and foremost. Be blessed and have a good one.